how easy it is for you to run your own live automated webinars, hybrid webinars, as well as do meetings using JetWebinar. By the way, just so you know, we've got detailed tutorials. So when you log in the very first step, you will see this. And if you don't want to see that, you can just go ahead and you can disable Product Tour. If you have Product Tour active, then we can walk you through exactly each and every feature right within the application. So when you come into the dashboard, you'll see this. And the very first thing you may want to do is either set up a live webinar, automated webinar, or meetings. The cool thing is if you run a live webinar using JetWebinar, you can actually convert it into automated webinar as well. So let's go ahead and create a new event. In this case, it's going to be a live webinar, and I'm going to put some details in. So you can choose the webinar title, you can change the URL, time zone, time, and click on next. When you do that, you've got a link now to invite attendees. So I'm just going to copy that link and show you what that looks like to an attendee. They see something simple here, JetWebinar demo. This is where they can put the name and email address and sign up. Let's click on finish. But now you can do a lot more editing. So this is a quick way of setting up a webinar. But if you wanted to, you could also set up a paid webinar. For example, you could charge them a price of your choice, or in this case, it could be a free webinar. You can choose the webinar length. In this case, I'll set it to be 120 minutes. And then you can go into style and you can change branding. You can set the registration page. So let's go ahead and change that page. As you saw earlier, this page was quite simple, but I'm going to go ahead and change the page by editing a few details. So here you can see our registration page is done. Once I'm happy with it, I can go ahead and also view the page as we had done before. So this was the initial page. Let's refresh this. This is the new page. You can add whatever details you want here as well. Let's go ahead and now here you can edit the thank you page and the webinar room as well. You can change the style as you want to make sure it adheres to your branding. You can set up emails, so you can set up confirmation emails, reminder emails, follow-up emails. If they did not attend, if they abandoned early, for example, you can even set up those emails. And of course, you can also choose to send emails to all attendees from here as well. You can do that anytime that you want. You can choose presenters, so you can add a presenter if you want someone to present with you. You can request additional details for the registration page, so last name, phone number as well. You can embed the registration widget on your own landing page if so you want. There's a ton of things you can do with this, anything you'd want from a webinar registration page. And then you've got in webinar options as well, where you can have open chat, moderated chat, or you can hide the chat altogether. You can download the chat transcript as well. All these cool things you can do to control what shows for whom. And then of course you have integrations where you can put in Google Analytics code. You can put in custom event conversion code such as Facebook retargeting pixels, and you've got some third-party integrations as well, including Mailview, that will be in place shortly. And then once you've all the attendees that have signed up, you'll be able to get a list of all of them right over here. If you're running any polls, you'll see the list of poll results over there as well. Then of course, once the webinar is run, you will see all the analytics, visitors, registrations, number of attendees, registration rate, and attendance rate as well. That's just the live webinars. You can also run your automated webinar. So let's go ahead and create a new pre-recorded or automated webinar. You can choose to run it once, you can choose to run it hourly, run recurring on certain days, or instantly. It's entirely up to you. So let's say in this case I say run it instantly. Let's go ahead and click on next. And there, this is the link that I can use to invite attendees. As before, I can go ahead and edit this so when someone does sign up, they are able to go ahead and watch it immediately. As before, I can edit styles, set up emails, and also add additional registration details. It's entirely up to me how I want to customize it. And then this is where in-webinar options are different. Because this is a pre-recorded webinar, you want to ideally play a previously recorded video. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick Essential Penciled Webinar that we have from before. And when an attendee arrives, you can choose to start the video at the beginning, or you can start the video at drop-in point. I like that so that it really feels like a webinar if they come in late, they miss certain things. And once you do that, you can also hide participation lists. You can automate chat messages if you want to. So for example, at a particular time during the webinar, you can drop a link, you can ask a question, you can engage people. That's entirely up to you as well. And you can also add call to action. So